Levack and Goz live at the Hideaway at Saratoga Lake Golf Club. It is Monday Night Football, my friends. It's a beautiful day. Everything's special. Everyone's happy, except for that old fart Tom Brady. He doesn't do well at night. It's a known thing. And me, I'm not happy either, but no one's watching it, so I can say whatever I want. How's that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, 2 people are watching. I got to start behaving myself just a little bit more. It's always good to be here at the Hideaway, of course. We picked some special games to be here. We got great prizes for you. It's the beginner of Founders Week, so the all-day IPA is on tap, ready to go. The amazing staff here at the Hideaway is ready to bring you your beverages, ready to bring you some of the best food in the capital region. And I made sure that Goz didn't get to eat it before the show, so hopefully he gets hangry and attacks a waitress. That's my goal, is Gozzy Bear to go full in. Hey, speaking of happy.
Oh, she couldn't hear me, and I was just roaring at her and curring at her.
It worked, though. She waved back. I'm just saying. Man, there's something about that beard and the gimp finger.
I think got her. All right.
That finger couldn't, if you put a leather mask on it, locked in a box, it would hop out at a weird moment during Pulp Fiction. That is the gimp finger. That is what is up with that. Founder Special is a great time here at the Hideaway, as per yeesh. Love being here at the Hideaway. I see John Daniel has said hello all, but I don't see him. He's usually sitting at the bar watching the show there. Gurkha's watching. Normally when Tom Gurkha says I'm watching, I close my blinds. But, today it's fine. He's watching. Of course, the show is available for you when we do it live on the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, the Hideaway Facebook page today, as well as Godzilla Media's YouTube. And it'll always be there. It lives there afterwards. But you can also get it Apple, Spotify. If you pay well, Trout here will whisper it into your ear lovingly after the show. So
transcript of the show.
He just sits there and goes, "We're live at the Hideaway, Founders Week. God said roar." It's like one of them ASMRs things or whatever.
Right. Yeah. If you're watching, by the way, on one of those platforms, don't forget we're giving away prizes at halftime of Buccaneers Giants.
Oh no, I'm leaving. I'm leaving at 7.
You are?
Yeah.
Why?
John Daniel said he'll be here. He works till 7, then he'll be here.
Okay, well.
So I'm leaving at 7. That's the deal. That's the deal.
We've been told we're going to be giving away prizes whether Levack is here or not. Of a cutout version of Levack is here.
You just called me a really bad word for a second.
No.
Like you tripped over your word just a little bit, and I thought you said Levack is it rhymes with bunt for baseball, and I was like,
God,
it sounded like it. It sounded like I was like, I got to be honest with you. I was impressed. I was happy that you said that about me. Listen, I'll never say it about a woman, but I'll say it about another dude. It's fun.
Wait for the comments. Look, Goz definitely said that. I heard it.
What was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? You said Chitty Chitty Gang Bang on the air one time.
Yeah. That's right. Go Bucs. Yeah.
Go blue. Go blue.
For those who don't know that story, for especially people listening to
Buccaneers. Go blue. Go big blue.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I once confused that great movie with Dick Van Dyke.
But you were like, it was such a clean. So yeah, if you don't know, it was such a clean conversation, and Goz got really excited to talk about what was next. And he said, "Chitty Chitty Gang Bang," and I stopped and just kind of looked at him, but kept going with the conversation because I couldn't tell if he snuck it in as a joke or if it was just a slip of the tongue. And sure enough, just people started hammering us on social media. And Goz getting angry. He's like, "I did not." We pulled over the tape. He did. And I have never been prouder.
I played my freshman quad Olympic team. I had to official that. Yeah.
That was the name of it?
Yeah, that was
All right, so great night, of course, Monday Night Football. You heard Go Bucs, which is for Brady and the Buccaneers. Here at the Hideaway, you can see the game everywhere. And, of course, great food and amazing people and yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. That's what I think.
Good.
You like
that?
I think. All right, good show. I'll see you guys. Was it Saturday? We'll be back here for Michigan versus Ohio State. And have a good night.
No, we have to continue the show.
All right. I feel like I had a really good wagering weekend. Not a good 4 o'clock yesterday, but the majority of my weekend, phenomenal. From Thursday night through, I made enough money that when the Cowboys pooped the bed and the Raiders then rolled around and said pooped bed and pooped in it more, I was okay. I was all right. That's how bad it was. That's how bad both teams were.
I want to say I was above average. I don't know where that falls in your pooping analogy, but I guess
clean wipe.
There were upsets in
I hope nobody's eating dinner. And if you aren't, you should eat dinner here at the Hideaway. I'll stop with the poop talk when you walk in.
Upsets, not really, though, right? Like, Oregon was a dog in the game against Utah.
Yep.
Michigan State got destroyed by Ohio State.
Yep.
So
Which that made me feel good because I know Boston Dan said it, and I kind of rolled my eyes, like not rolled my eyes, but like perked my eyebrows up. Like, you really don't think? I think Ohio State could 100% roll on Michigan State. And the only reason I thought that is historically leading up to Michigan, Ohio State, or at least I should say during the Harbaugh era, Ohio State handles business and Michigan doesn't. So I was like, listen, I think they're just to prove they can, they'll win by 20, 30, they'll cover. And sure enough, they covered. Oh, they covered. They look good. CJ Stroud, I think it's the first time since like week 1 of the college football season, you didn't hear all the geniuses go, sure, he's good, but he's the 4th best guy on that offense, the 3rd best guy, whatever. Like, people were just like, damn.
That was super impressive. I agree with everything you said there, that it can only at some point stop avoiding giving CJ Stroud credit for how good he was. And that's spot on, too, about Ohio State. It's a stacked team. I like some of the stats we've heard that our guy Trout, who's an Ohio State fan, said it was 17 straight drives at one point. They'd scored a touchdown.
It's insane.
How about the other stat that over the last 9 games, they've beaten teams combined by more than 300 points? Ridiculous at how good Ohio State is with that. So, again, like you mentioned, we get the matchup here from the Hideaway, 10:30 to noon. We'll be staying for the entire game for Ohio State and Michigan for that Saturday noon kickoff. Oregon going down shakes things up a little bit in the college football playoff rankings. We're likely going to see Cincinnati for the first time crack the top 4. They've got 2 more games left to go, a regular season
Wouldn't it be
finale.
funny if they didn't, though?
Right? And they choked it away in the American Conference.
No. Like, no, they went out, but just I could see the committee holding them back as long as possible. Because the only thing the committee likes more than getting like a solid playoff bracket together is making sure that you freak out about that playoff bracket right at the last minute. By the way, Corey in Greenwich. Hi guys! Oh yeah, go blue. That's what he's contributed to.
Thank you, Corey.
Yeah. And Chad, tell Trout nothing good comes from Ohio. Well, where are you, Chad? Where are you? I come to the Hideaway for 3 reasons. Okay, the food, the beverages, and Chad. That's why I come here.
If anybody,
and that may not be the order I show up for either.
Where is Chad? Bobby
Right.
Moynihan, if anyone remembers that old school video from the YouTube bowels. Where is Chad? Yeah.
Did you see Chad's in YouTube's bowels? All right. Well, good luck. Good luck, Chad. I hope everything comes out clean. It was Goz is not getting through today's show. I am in a weird mood. I don't know if you could tell. I didn't sleep well last night. I did not. My mouthpiece worked great, but there was like noises. There was things going on. My house might be haunted. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. So it's like I'd pass out. I'd be good. And then like at one moment, the weird cat dive bombed me, woke me up. I'm like, what the hell? What is that? Then the new dog is going nuts in the house, and this is going on. And that's going on. I'm just like, all right, I see how you are, world. I'm going to take this out on Goz tomorrow, live from the Hideaway.
Can the Integrated Sleep Center stop ghosts? Is that a thing? We know.
I got to believe that if anybody could, like, I feel like Dr. Ear would sit them down and just have a nice conversation with them, explain why they needed to move on to the other side and be done. He's that nice of a guy. I've in years and years of knowing Dr. Fred Dreer from the Integrative Sleep Center, I've only heard him threaten one person. And it was Goz. And Goz, you don't even know this. Goz was giving him a hard time, and he just looked over at me and went, he knows I can sneak into his house and pull all his teeth, right?
What the hell?
You were giving him a hard time about something. I don't remember what it was. And he's like, you tell Goz. And then he like instantly like wrote back laughing. And he's like, he's legitimately the nicest guy on the planet, and you upset him.
I'm gonna lock my doors from you, Doc.
You should.
All right?
You should. Well, it
Frightened
doesn't.
by you.
He's good.
So Ohio State, Michigan Saturday is living up to the hype. Auburn and Alabama.
Chat's saving his energy for Saturday.
Alabama is tested by the Hogs. Turn on it, Daniel Bucks.
By the way, I'm gonna need if Chad's saving his energy for Saturday, I'm gonna need a ride.
Oh yeah, I already planned on that.
Oh, you did?
Well.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. Yeah, I'm gonna Uber day. We got back-to-back Uber shows coming up. I feel like over the next 2 weeks for you and I, we have to take a show.
What is that? 10:30 to noon on Saturday. We're here
for the show, and I'm sure we're
and then
staying
the
for
game.
whole
Well,
game.
yeah. I'm just saying for the. I just got to figure out what time to make my kid drive me here. What's up? Live from the Hideaway.
Also, Albany, unfortunately, their season is over, and Syracuse is
2-1
by
end of the
Saturday
year.
night.
2-1 end of the year for Albany. You know what? There was this like really heartfelt moment though happened on Twitter Carl Mofor tweeted out like, just he can't believe it's over, whatever. And then Coach Gattuso like talked about what a great person he is. And then like Mofor wrote back about like, you're gonna make me cry kind of thing. And it was like, I was watching it and I could kind of see these two like alpha male tough guys, like as close as they're gonna come to hugging another dude that they're not related to, but they do it over Twitter. And I'm like, I'm gonna find you both. I'm gonna hug you. I'm gonna be a transit hug. I'm just gonna get in and hug you guys. Like that's the thing is you have a year where nothing goes right, and the guy who I would think Mofor had as much on the line as anybody this year. His last year in college, everything he does. If he's gonna have a chance to be an undrafted free agent, maybe a 7th rounder or something of that nature, maybe 6. I don't know. Let's get crazy. I mean, who knows? Like it would have been born on the field. And all he can think about is how much he loved his experience at UAlbany and his coaches.
And what an amazing career when you think back for Carl Mofor, because the first time you and I heard of him, he was in a backup role.
Yeah, E.B. Token Hanks.
E.B. Token Hanks, exactly right. We're like, wait a second, this Mofor guy's really good. And he continued to build. We know everything that happened with other college athletes with COVID and what happened across the board, and maybe those games that we would have seen more Carl Mofor. The legacy. I know Dev Holmes is like the spotlight name for a long time for UAlbany, and it became Carl's team and Jeff Undercuffler. But like, totally agree with all that stuff you mentioned on social media that you wished it would have ended different for Carl Mofor and a lot of those other guys whose final season it is for the Great Danes.
But you can see, like, it ended on such an up note that I'm looking forward to seeing where it picks up. It almost feels like if the 2019 playoff run. And nothing, I'm almost feeling like I wish nothing had happened between that and the last 3 to 4 games.
Right.
Because actually, the North Dakota State, I know this is something that if you didn't watch the game, you probably don't get it. They looked so good against North Dakota State for 3 quarters. They really did. And then, like, watching that, I was like, if they bottle this and bring this out every week, with the exception of when they play Q's, they're going to win 6-7 games. They're going to be in the playoff hunt. But it just never came together. The ball never bounced the right way, everything like that. I can make a million excuses because how much I love that team, both the guys on the field and the guys coaching it. But you just saw it. It just never came together.
See, you have that feeling about UAlbany. I feel as if Coach Gattuso should be back for the team next season for 2022.
I think he will.
I hope so, because we can't ignore an all-time great historic season than a bad season. Like, you got to balance that off a little bit.
And not just a bad season, like a world-stopping pandemic in the middle of it all. Mm-hmm. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're totally right. No, it's exactly
rude of me.
right.
I apologize. It was rude.
You have a horrible end of the season, plus you have a horribly tough schedule.
Right.
Like, I know that's an excuse, but some people are probably fatigued by you and I doing the schedule talk again. But go look at it.
Right.
Like, it's so stupid difficult that you all had to get through that, especially through 5 games of the season. So, Great Danes, I feel like Coach Gattuso is going to come back. Let's flip it over now to Syracuse, because they got pounded by NC State. It was an unwatchable game. I luckily joined you at Bacon Bash, showed up to Bacon Bash and said, like,
that was a good time.
Don't put this on the television. I can put it on my phone if I want to watch the continued slaughter of Syracuse. And now they get ready for this. Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett comes to the Carrier Dome, one of the best quarterbacks, could be the number 1 overall pick in the draft for Pittsburgh. Yep. Pittsburgh is playing for the opportunity to figure out what's going to happen with the ACC title game the following week. It's at 7:30 at night. So either means 2 things. 1, somebody, ESPN or college football, thinks Syracuse can pull the upset and get to a bowl game. Or 2, they want this to be a spotlight gate for Pickett, where they want McShay and Kuiper and everybody to be watching and be like, this is his game. He's the number 1 pick. That's what 7:30 kickoff might be for the Carrier Dome. And Dino Babers said one of the most bizarre quotes of his entire 10 years as Syracuse coach. Final question of the final press conference of the season. I'm not sure who asked. I believe it was Stephen Bailey, 24/7 Sports, goes, what do you think about your job security for 2022? And he said, my school doesn't own my career. My school just has my job. In other words, like, if they fire me, my career's not over. Like, like, why are you trying to be inspirational? Or are you trying to be like,
well, that sounds like somebody who's already fired.
Yeah.
That sounds like somebody who does not expect to return. Like, you don't say that if you're in a negotiation and it's kind of like, hey, coach, just so you know, we're about 50-50 right now. Unless you want out, you don't. That's not what you say. I think he's maybe the handwriting's on the wall that Cuse is ready to go another direction.
Unless
what is it? What are we? Two more wins if he manages the clock better?
Yeah, that's exactly it. 2 more wins to go into a bowl game. I'm as diehard as a Syracuse football fan as you can find. That's my team. I told you preseason, if they get to 6 wins, I'd be thrilled. You're 1 win away from getting that done. So it's not like they're super below at preseason expectations. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like Washington called him. Maybe somebody out in like, I don't know, California. Maybe some random program just called him and said, we want him, even though his record hasn't been great. I can't piece together why else that quote would be out there today.
He's not USC, but could he be the guy who takes the job of the guy who takes the USC job? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know it's like, I'm the dude, pretend to be the dude, not a dude, or whatever. Like, could he be like, is that what he's hearing? Is like, hey, Dino, like, here's the deal. If Coach Smith and whatever takes the USC job, like we're hearing, you're on the short list to take that other job.
That's possible. I don't know why else that quote came out today. It was,
or will he coach soccer in England? Will he be in season 3 of Ted Lasso? I think that's a possible thing that we should keep an eye on.
So, yes.
I think it should.
So, unfortunately, Levack, I don't know if our quest to the Pinstripe Bowl or Fenway Park Bowl or any other bowl game is going to be very likely to happen after Saturday
I'm still
night.
interested in going to the Pinstripe Bowl, regardless of who's in it. I have no interest in going to Fenway. I don't want to go there. It's a bad place. Bad people go there. Bad people. Actually, let me finish telling you about a good person real quick. Dr. Fred Dreer from the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. Just a little while from here. That's what 15 minutes or so. You get over there. You get the at-home sleep study, which is brilliant because you're in the real situation you sleep in, so you get real data. Then, if you're like me and you have severe sleep apnea, you're not only snoring, but you stop breathing in your sleep. Well, then they get custom-made mouthpiece just for you, keeps your airway open, gets the snoring under control, and allows you to get that good, healing, restful sleep, which is what it's all about. You got to get the good sleep. You don't get the good sleep, you don't feel better. 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. Dr. Fred Dreer and the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa, helping me sleep better. They'll help you sleep better too. By the way, everybody always goes to me, still, what about the mask? It's not a mask, it's a mouthpiece. It's really easy to use. Really easy to use. Okay. Quick note from Chad. Saturday, we'll be sampling a variety of great Founders beers from the great state of Michigan. I wondered why he picked Founders Week. I wondered, and anybody who doesn't know this yet, Chad always has a motive. Everything Chad does has a motive. It really does. It does. He's like, I love Founders. Let's do. Oh, I also love that Founders is from Michigan. Drink it, Trout. Drink it.
He's a smart man, that Chad. I've always told you he's got that business mindset. It's up here, man. I got to stop doing that. It hurts my head. So Chad's got. He knows what he's doing.
He's a smart fella. That's what he is. I did notice. Did you see a lot of potential movement going on in the world of the New York Yankees today?
I did.
I know we're gonna get deep into football. Talk about the not so rapid recap. This is technically like a Techies Tuesday today, even though it's Monday and we're at the Hideaway. The Yankees looking extremely proactive right now. And by proactive, that could mean that a couple of the guys who are usually rumored to be gone may finally be gone. And some of the guys who, look, Luke Voit wasn't rumored to be gone until the trade deadline last year, but there's a lot of people who feel like he's out and the guy from the A's is coming in. So Clint Frazier, is he gone?
Yes.
Yeah, he gone. He gone.
Thanks for your time, Clint Frazier.
He gone.
Aren't you excited that this past summer, Levack and I didn't have to do his ink? Clint Frazier going to get traded.
Oh, I still did it.
Did we?
I still did it.
I mean, it was a year.
I had to do it. You weren't always sitting next to me when I did it.
Oh, no.
You forget that some of us still had to do that job, friend.
Oh, God. That had to have gotten to the point, like, is Cliff Lee a Yankee? Like, it was every single summer the same thing. I know Yankee fan probably doesn't care about now the future of Clint Frazier, but we might look back at his career and say, boy, it was just the wrong spot for him for that franchise. If you're a Clint Frazier fan, which some Yankee fans may become, it just was never the right fit. They had enough outfielders. He played when they got injured. He became a Gold Glove candidate after that botch he had against the Red Sox, where he's a terrible outfielder. He was able to get a lot better and improve his game. It just never worked out for him to get the contract he wanted or the playing time he wanted in New York.
I actually feel like with everything you just said, I could see him being like the next guy who, Yankee fan, I was like Jay Bruner came up through the system and never did much. All of a sudden he gets over in Seattle and he's a monster. Like there's these guys who, Sonny Gray gets traded over to Yankees, leaves, and he's very good. Like all the things that Clint Frazier had to go through because of his personality and immaturity in New York, he's not going to have that same scrutiny back in Cleveland. San Diego, all these places. Actually, a ginger in San Diego may be a bad. It's a lot of sunscreen. A lot of sunscreen for that one.
Pittsburgh, somewhere nicer, yeah.
Someplace dark. So Seattle, it's always dark,
yeah.
and there's a dome. I think he could be very well suited for somewhere else. I just hope it's not someplace that like you see him for 19 games a year, like Boston, Baltimore, Toronto. And Toronto might be an amazing fit for him.
You feel like for a guy like him, he just wants to get his money now. I want to get to play, and I want to play. Get my money and play. Get the opportunity.
Don't you? Yeah. I was gonna say, don't you think obviously it's always about money, like whatever. But don't you think he's one of those guys, Clint Frazier, that's gonna go? I'm now gonna prove to everybody that it wasn't me. It was the Yankees. It wasn't me. It was New York media. It just wasn't me. I'm ready to go.
I'm not sure if Frazier has shucked the I want to be a star. I think it's now motivated him so much that he thinks if he goes to one of those markets you listed that I'll be the best player on the field. And that's not like there's nothing wrong to have that mindset. It just rubs the media the wrong way in New York. But if he goes off and goes to one of those Seattles, Pittsburghs, whatever, and ends up Baltimore and ends up being a star, maybe that's what he wants.
I just hope he accidentally signs with the wrong Cleveland Guardians. And all of a sudden he's playing roller derby on Saturday nights. You know what I mean? It's just like, now here comes the judge. Yeah. And he's out there going crazy. That would be great. I guess it's weird. I'm both excited and not excited about the Yankees, like potential moves right now. Like I'm so into football right now, even though the Raiders suck. It's weird because every year hot stove meetings, stuff like that, I was always just so dialed in on what they were going to do next. I'd much rather watch the Arizona Fall League. We watched the Arizona Fall League on Saturday. We did. You watched some of it. I
didn't want to.
So you can't. It's irresistible. You can't turn away from the greatness it is the Arizona Fall League. So I understand. But like, is there like as an Orioles fan, do you ever care about hot stove? Not like being a jerk. I'm like in all sincerity. Like Yankees are always trying to make moves, always doing something. Orioles, every so often you make a little splash. Like, do you care about hot stove time?
Here's what I care about for hot stove time. I care if somebody really smart on Twitter tells me, here's what the Orioles did with their money to make it seem like it makes sense. I'm like, all right, you smart guy on Twitter, I'll agree with your take to give me confidence. That's what I do in the hot stove. Like, Yankee fan is different because you know your players, and you not even know your players, you know the minor leaguers. Like Tyler Wade's a great example of this. Tyler Wade couldn't hit the ball ever when he played for the Yankees. He probably would have been a supplemental guy on other teams, a utility guy. He just got traded to the Angels. You know who he is. Clint Frazier, same thing. You know who he is. Yankee fans go so deep with their knowledge of the roster, and maybe part of that is because of how often the team's been injured over the last 4 to 5 seasons. But that's the thing with the Yankees now is that, okay, like, who is the big name they're going to bring in? I find one team that's hysterical. I just mentioned the Angels. I hope the Angels do this. All right, they bring in Tyler Wade. They bring in Noah Syndergaard.
Yep.
Our pal Jimmy Shapiro sent us an email today of most likely of this player to go there. The rumor is that Clayton Kershaw is the most likely to go to the Angels rather than the Dodgers.
Hold on. And please, Jimmy Shapiro did not send us. He sends you emails. He's done with me. He's given up on me. He oddly enough, hasn't been able to find my email. I'm pretty sure I gave him your new email.
You did.
But he can't find my email. Whatever. Thanks, Jimmy. Jerk. How dare you? How dare you? Again, I have trouble even caring about baseball except for the Arizona Fall League. So this must be what it's like to be a Baltimore fan. Oh, you just don't care.
Is
it like week 3 of the regular season when you stop caring and you don't care again until the opening day?
Is Buster Olney here? Buster?
Goz. Gause.
All
right, you ready to do a little football recap, or would you like to tell me about some of your great friends in the world here?
I would like to do an NFL recap. Before you do that, let's talk about our friends in Mohawk Honda. Slowly but surely, Levack, people are going to start looking around wondering how can I get a new vehicle. You're going to show up to these family events, Thanksgiving, holiday parties, pulling up in a new ride and be like, oh, God, look at that thing. Are you still driving that thing around? When are you going to get a new car? Don't face that criticism this holiday season. Do yourself a favor and head over to Mohawk Honda. Work with great people like Greg Johnson, Cam McKenna, Hot Sauce Doyle, Lindsey Harridan, our pal John and Service. So many people. We've got to meet basically the entire staff at Mohawk Honda. They want to make sure that. Are they behind us, by the way, at the Hideaway?
No, they're not here today.
Okay.
Shannon's not working.
All right.
Mom's not working. So
the crew at Mohawk Honda wants to help you get into a new vehicle, and you can take advantage right now of the Kelly Blue Book offer, where you drive up the Freeman's Bridge Road, you have your vehicle, you can drive off the lot with a new ride plus money in your pocket. It's happening right now. Check out their selection on social media and more. Mohawk Honda, wherever you're listening here across upstate New York. For our friends in the capital region, maybe you're up north, west, east, it doesn't matter. Make the drive to Glenville, New York over the next 2 months here at the end of 2021 so you can get a new vehicle. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you.
All true stories. All true stories. What, 700 new vehicles in the pipeline between now and the end of the year?
That's right.
So that if you want a new Honda, that's your chance. Or a pre-owned. And they'll buy your vehicle too. They're good. They're good peeps over there. Also great peeps here at the Hideaway. It is a Techies Tuesday live from the Hideaway. And after seeing the paint job that Trout did, he probably needs our help. Techies Fire and Water Restoration. Terrible paint job. Obviously, an Ohio State fan did it. Obviously.
I'd be so terrible at painting.
Oh God!
I told him that too. I'm like, I'm just not even try.
That is 100% what would happen. Goz would not try. Goz would get like halfway up a wall and be like, I don't really want to do this. And then either do a terrible job so that Jordan would take it away from him or just leave. Just be like, phone rang, got to go. Got to think.
Good enough.
Launching my 75th podcast that nobody's going to listen to.
Hey.
Getting by with Goz and friends.
Painting with Goz.
Yeah, painting with Goz. Just looks it's still a bad knockoff of Bob Ross. Just Goz in the corner. Yeah, love the Hideaway. All of it. Make sure you check out the Hideaway tonight. Chance to win an amazing football prize pack. Founder specials. A lot of great stuff going on. Love to see you guys here. Into the not so rapid recap. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons and runs over the Bills like Jonathan Taylor of the freaking Colts. Taylor had 5 total touchdowns, 32 carries, 185 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground, caught all 3 of his targets for 19 more yards and a 5th touchdown, 41-15. The Buffalo Bills get shellacked. I saw nothing about that game that leads me to believe that the best team in football. Is it a sign of things to come or merely a stinker? Everybody has a stinker. Is this, even though they already lost to the Jags, so this would be stinker part due, because two and poop. So is it a stinker, bury another football, burn the tape, or is there real issues for the Orchard Park team? Okay,
so the stink has been rearranged here a little bit for Buffalo. I think it's the way to phrase this, because some people are trying to blame Josh Allen. One other thing to add, by the way, this was my lock of the week. So the game I felt the most confident win. I feel like everyone has this happen, right? The game you feel the most confident, all of a sudden you look back and wonder, I should have just put everything on it. I should have went so much heavier on this game. But you're talking about whether or not it's things to happen in the future or stinker. Buffalo has not been a good team this season. When you think about it, Kansas City is maybe the best victory by far for this team so far this year. So that's happened. In the game itself, remember, by the time Josh Allen has the ball for the 3rd possession of the game, Buffalo's already down 17-0. So for the Josh Allen haters that want to come out and say, he didn't play well, he didn't do that, he was down 17-0 before he knew what hit him. A lot of that's because of the defense and the special teams and everything else. So I don't think Josh Allen's to blame. But we cannot ignore Buffalo constantly having these poor outings, whether it's against Jacksonville, not finishing the game against Tennessee, no longer in first place, by the way.
No.
You and I are going to be here for that Monday night game when the Patriots play the Bills. I believe it's December 6th for that matchup. Yes, there are issues in Buffalo, and Bills fans, I know you don't even want to think about this. You went from Super Bowl favorite to potentially in 2 weeks, we might be talking about the Bills no longer being a playoff team.
I think they can get it together. I think McDermott's too good of a coach. Allen's too good of a quarterback. The defense is special. They'll get it back together. They will get it together, Bills. Get it together. You said you got the remainder of the season. This is what you're looking at if you're the Bills, right? You're at the Saints. Should be a very winnable game. You're home for the Pats. I don't know right now. You're at the Buccaneers. Then you host the Panthers. You're at the Pats. You finish with the Falcons and the Jets coming to you. So you're going to go from where the Falcons and the Jets games should be padding stats to needing to win those games most likely with the way things are going.
And, flip it over real quick to the Colts. As well as they've played, they're talking about one of the teams that is truly
3-game win streak.
Yeah, and are you ready to go this far? I know this is kind of almost a tired debate when there's not a runaway candidate, but Jonathan Taylor, MVP?
No, you're not going to get a running back. It's not going to happen. Running back's not winning it.
5 touchdowns. 5?
Yeah. But Adrian Peterson's the last running back to win it, right? And that was the year back from the ACL early. And he was arguably the best player in football when he was healthy. Jonathan Taylor's going to get a lot more love now, but he's not getting MVP. It's not going to happen.
If it was a ballot right now and they were doing like the early straw polls in Iowa, I would look at Jonathan Taylor. The only other one maybe is Brady, depending on how he plays tonight. Lamar Jackson was a top candidate. We'll get to him and what happened this week with him. Josh Allen was a candidate.
How do you not look at Aaron Rodgers, though?
Aaron Rodgers is also a good performance.
Yeah, I mean, great performance. All right, so on to the Jets. Sorry about your luck. You got spanked 24-17. Not really spanked. Just a
slightly tapped?
Yeah, there was never a point where I went, oh, I really think that they're going to beat the Dolphins. But again, it's the Dolphins, 24-17. Dolphins win their third straight. Tua looked less like Pua, a little bit less. Elijah Moore could be real. Like, he could be real. 8 catches, 141 yards, and a TD for Elijah Moore. If you're a Jets fan, future a little brighter. You're seeing, I know Carter got hurt, but he's a legit running back in the NFL. Elijah Moore's a weapon in the NFL. You've got Elijah Vera Tucker. You've got Mekhi Becton. I'm not sold on Zach Wilson, but even though you lost to the Finns, you have to feel really good about Elijah Moore.
Remember that kid from the Miami Heat after the NBA Finals? Good job, good effort, good job, This kind of felt like we were watching a Little League game, like the Leprechaun League basketball kids out there. Wow, you made a shot. Good for you. Jet fan, I'm sorry, Chet. I'm sorry, Nick in Syracuse. Jimmy, wherever you are in Kasaki. Dolphins fans like
I think he's in Kasaki.
I think he is too.
I think he is.
Then again, I don't know what Jimmy's up to. And Mike C on Twitter. That's what that game felt like, right? Every time your team made a good play,
how much I bet Jimmy Kasaki still calls the request line for the station and gets all pissed off at us that we're not answering the phone. Like, still to this day.
You have his number, don't you?
Dude, don't say that out loud. What I do to you? What I do to you? No, I mean, but I'm just saying, you're seeing, if you look at Joe Douglas, you look at Robert Saleh, some of these younger guys are going to fit. You remember the fact that Carl Lawson was supposed to be the Bosa of your defense. He gets hurt right before the season. They've had a bunch of injuries. It's year one of the Bobby Saleh all gas, no break experience. Like, I think it all hinges on what Zach Wilson becomes. But if Zach Wilson is good or someone else accidentally falls into that spot for you, like, a la the Chad Penningtons of the past and all that stuff, you might be onto something. You might actually be onto something.
I'm not as confident as you are.
I said might. Okay. It's not like I'm not burning all my Raiders gear and buying a bunch of green crap.
Zach Wilson, let's see you back out there. Then I'll feel a little bit more about the future of that franchise.
Or Mike White? No. No.
I almost picked up Mike White in a fantasy league this week, thinking like, you know what, he's going to play again, right? He's going to have another Hall of Fame performance. No.
How about the Ravens top the Bears 16-13? No Lamar Jackson. Bears lose Fields at one point. This, that, and but it just was one of those situations where I took a look at it and went, "Wow, you can't beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson." Thanks for coming, Bears.
What do you think was wrong with Lamar Jackson to be so sick that he missed a game? That's like pretty rare in the NFL.
Well, he is the one man we know who did stop in a game to take it too. So I'm going to go poop. I'm going to say that he had the squirts. Like, I think that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Lamar, but then also, isn't it? Well, I'm just saying the laws are the laws. Like, I'm not allowed to tell you what's wrong with somebody physically. Like, do I have to put him on COVID-19, or can I just hey, look? We didn't even test him. He's got a fever. We just pulled him away from the team.
Allegedly, he's had COVID twice.
Right.
So if he got it 3 times,
he's the unluckiest or luckiest. Or
I was going to clap because I don't know if that's even a record or something. I don't know how many times you can get it. All right. So the Ravens winning without Lamar Jackson is a compliment.
That's big.
I look at Chicago in this game and continue. Our guy John, right? I pick against the Bears every week. It seems like, but that is some fascinating stuff happening.
They covered.
They did cover. Justin Fields gets hurt in this game. So we're talking about rookie quarterbacks, Wilson previously. If you've seen the play where Fields gets hurt, he has a rib injury. Go find the replay.
Yeah.
Doesn't get hit in the ribs.
No, but I think it's one of those situations. Yeah, you stretch, you reach out and it just happens to catch right.
And Andy Dalton comes in. Now, you could argue that Andy Dalton was better for the Bears, but really he benefited from a blown coverage on 4th down and a bunch of missed tackles by the Ravens.
But you got to take advantage of that stuff too, though.
There you go. So there it is. And that's the problem where I wonder, in Yankee fan, we talked about you earlier, I wonder if we're going to continue to look back at Justin Fields and say, if it wasn't for Matt Nagy trying to save his job and the Twitter mob and who knows who else influenced, and Michael Wilbon and Chicago national media screaming and yelling, if Dalton just should have always been the guy.
But remember, they named him QB1 and we all mocked the hell out of him to start the year. I think there is I think you can see flashes of Fields that reminds you that that's an elite athlete. That's a guy who might work out. Dalton, I see and I go, there's nothing makes me believe that when it turns cold and nasty in Chicago that Andy Dalton's going to be able to win you football games.
What about his new beard? It's all red. Kris Kringle, does that help?
Does that strengthen his arm?
No, I don't think
okay. So. How strong is your arm? Is your arm stronger with that beard?
Test it out if I need to.
So no. So it's not going to help. The Browns outlast the Lions 13-10. Subpar game from Baby Mayfield. And they just eke out a win over the Lions. I mean, just like, I thought the Lions were going to somehow, some way get it done. Lions don't throw the ball. They're done with that. They don't believe in it. It's fine. Yeah. Pass on passing. Browns, what do you think? I'm not in.
All right, real quick on the Lions, by the way.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. John Danielle.
Yeah.
We got scammed again. No, you got scammed believing the Lions, the Bears were a good team. That was where the scamming happened, John.
Unless he spelled screwed wrong, because Bears fans have had some pretty bad heartbreaking losses this season, unless he spelled it wrong.
Yeah, but it's because their team's not good.
They've had some bad losses.
I'm sorry. Go back.
Okay, so just real quick on the Lions. If you're going to watch the Lions game and somehow watched it at noon, it's your tradition for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Boyle's allegedly the quarterback. Schefter's reporting Goff's out, but Schefter's on an island right now with the Goff report. So he might be wrong about that, or he's Schefter. Give the credit. There's another guy, I believe his name is David Blau, who might be the starting quarterback for the Lions. So there's a mess at quarterback. Things are not getting better.
But I don't know if any of them are better or worse than Goff. Like what about Goff makes him better than these guys? He's not.
Number one pick, the contract. I mean,
a couple good games here and there, but nothing special.
He's going to be on. If they have the number one pick, they're going to go get a quarterback anyways. Whether they trade the pick out, maybe go get Heineke or Fitzpatrick, or they go get Corral or Pickett or Willis. Or
think about this. A lot of people, they'll eat early, at least get some more nerves rocking. 12:30, you're enjoying your turkey or, some pigs and blankets, whatever it is you enjoy. And you look up and the Bears are playing the Lions. Just start doing shots of Pepto right then and there. Indigestion, thy name is the 12:30 Thanksgiving game. But
the day before Thanksgiving, one of the biggest party days of the year. If you're in that age where you're going to go out that day and you just wake up and like, what? The Bears and the Lions? No. Yeah. Put me back to sleep. No.
Yeah. The good news is everyone else will be sleeping as well. So when you pass out on the couch, it'll be all right. So it'll be good to go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. What's going on, man? Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Awesome, man.
You mentioned the Browns, by the way. The story from the Browns is not about anybody.
We're live at the Hideaway, by the way.
Yes, nobody
playing cornhole in the back.
Nobody on
and those beanbag games.
Nobody on the actual Browns is the highlight of this. It is Emily Mayfield. If you don't know who that is the wife of Baker Mayfield, who had gone to Instagram following the game and basically hyped up her husband. It was a report that said, a reporter locally had said if all the players had played like Baker Mayfield with his toughness, maybe the team would have stepped up and played better. And she retweeted it. Right. Two things to that. One, if you're a reporter and you're stalking or following wives of football players, creepy. Our pal Matthew Collar said that. Totally agree. A little creepy when you're following family members of athletes on social media.
That's
but two, who cares?
Right.
Like his wife
supports him.
Exactly.
Right.
His wife supported him. Cleveland's like, oh my God, what a joke. Baker is hurt. Get him off the field. Like, this guy is doing everything he can to get a contract next season. He's trying to play hurt. His shoulder's busted, his knee's busted, his foot's busted, and he's busting his ass to go out there and help his team. But now people are like, oh, his wife's defending her husband on social. She deleted it, of course.
Right.
Nut jobs, but.
Well, the only problem I had with him was they won, and he wouldn't talk. He could have talked to the media a little bit. He stormed off kind of because he played like garbage. I'm obviously not a baby. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. I get that. Whatever. I think we can all admit I was right, and Coach Will Brown was wrong. But I'm excited about the Patroons. The team is built to win without an elite quarterback. However, they're not going to be able to come back. Like if they get down, everybody healthy on that team, right? They get down 10 points to the Patriots, they ain't coming back. They get down 10 points to, the Bills, they ain't coming back. It's just not happening. It's every time I watch the Browns this year, it's going to be like watching the old Steelers games when Cowher was in charge, where it's like, hey, we're up 10, bleed the clock. I just bleed the clock. They can't come back.
All of those things exactly right. Without a quarterback and a tough schedule, and you're 6-5. That's the other part of it too. Like the Cleveland Browns could easily finish 11-6 and miss the playoffs, 10-7. But Cleveland fan, this is a part of the fan base. Please, whatever team you root for, don't be this person that just always wants to be miserable. They don't want to admit they want to be miserable. Trout's got some good teams though, but like
no, he's a Cleveland Browns fan. He's an Ohio State fan.
Yeah, like Ohio State's good, but like I don't think Trout is as bad as some of these Browns fans. They're like, oh, Baker's the problem. He's got to. You guys are 6-5. You know how many defeated seasons?
Yeah.
You know how much you guys sucked, and now you're still bitching and complaining about the team. Like, I think
and realistically speaking, if both your running backs are healthy and your defense is playing the way it should play, we ain't talking about Baker.
Right.
We ain't talking about Baker. Maybe a couple good passes here and there, but it's about what the rest of this team can do. But yeah, 6-5, and they're in the basement of the AFC North right now. That's a real thing for the Browns. Spiraling the bowl right now. All right, so Texans shock the Titans 22-13. Told you so. Told you so. Didn't have the stones, the brass ones, to bet the Texans outright. 12-point dog. Bet them. I bet them. I just didn't have the stones. I couldn't do it. I'll admit it. But Titans are done. Stick a fork in them. It's over. Stick a fork in the Titans.
Tom just texted me.
They're done. Tom, love you. You know many things at John Stone Supply, but the Titans are toast. They're going to get run down by the Colts. They are toast. They're exhausted. Pats are going to slap the daylights out of them. It's going to be bad.
My new favorite thing about doing the Titans and talking about them during our rapid recaps or in general is that they've now become the spot where we talk about John Stone Supply and Troy because of Tom. And now he actually has texted me at this exact moment too about, by the way, if you're looking for a nest, let's say, for instance, you're at your home and things are going off and you don't know what to do and you take the batteries out and you're like, I don't know what to do. Then you look at the back and you say, it's been expired for a year and a half.
So when you say Nest, you're talking about a brand of smoke and carbon monoxide detector.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's Nest cameras. Like you're looking for a smoke and CO2 detector, but you're calling it a Nest because that's the brand you bought.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I had no idea. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Nest cameras and all that. They're like rings, but they're inside.
If you didn't know that, John Stone Supply and Troy can also tell you that they have those in stock right now. So if you have to buy those for the holiday season and you're wondering, can I make sure my place is safe? Are my relatives and family members going to be safe? John Stone Supply will help you. Again, take that advice that, hey, I heard Goz talking about on Levack and Goz that he just ripped the batteries out and then looked at the back and it said 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid that Tom knows nothing about football and likes the Titans, because all of his knowledge goes into helping you in your home at John Stone Supply. So there's nothing left. There's no room left to like a good football team.
518-272-5922. Do this. When you're hanging out with your relatives a little longer, you need to just randomly call him. Be like, I just need to get in a room for 10 minutes and away. I'm on the phone with John Stone about 518-272-5922. You sit on that phone with Tom as long as you want, and he will take care of you. He will do that for you this holiday season. John Stone Supply and Trade. Goodman Furnaces are in stock, by the way. Make sure your air filters are updated for the holiday season.
John Goodman Furnaces, please. I just visualized Tom from John Stone Supply as Jake from State Farm. We're like, you're going, who are you talking to? It's Tom from John Stone. She sounds hideous. Well, he's a dude with a fat mustache. So
George is going to walk around and be like, who's been on the phone with the last 20 minutes? Oh, it's a big order. I swear it's a big order.
I don't know, but they just keep calling and they say that everybody said that we're told I would talk to them. So I just don't want to get on the phone, and they're all picking on the Titans. Titans are crap. They're crap.
Anyways, back to the Titans.
Toast.
This is the game of the week for me where I woke up this morning, and no one's going to believe me. That's fine. I woke up this morning of that game, Sunday, and I wanted to bet on the Texans. I wanted to bet on it. Yeah, there he is. Hello. Yeah. Give me mobile betting. Give me mobile betting, whoever the governor is these days.
Yeah, whoever you are.
That's a really good win for Houston, obviously. That's probably going to bump them out of the number 1 overall pick. Tennessee, congratulations. You've lost to the Jets and the Texans. I don't know what the hell there's about a list of 10 teams. I have no idea what the hell to think about them for the future. I put the Titans in that mix.
But you lose Derrick Henry. You should get worse. You know what I mean? Like, you should get worse. So you're at the Patriots next week. Loss. You host the Jags. If the Texans can beat you, can't the Jags beat you?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You're at the Steelers. Steelers they're putting 30 plus on the board all of a sudden. Niners might be the most innovative offense in all of football. They got the schedule not terrible. You got the Texans and the Jags coming up. But I think best case scenario for the Titans, you get run in the first game of the playoffs that you play?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Are they the team that most needs the bye? Like they need to be the number 1 seed to avoid the wild card round.
Yeah, at least then you play in week 2.
Yeah.
It's probably the only way they get to play in week 2 of the playoffs is with the bye because they ain't going to win. They're the Steelers from a year ago, but maybe worse.
One more on you. I said this to you Saturday. I took a long shot with the Colts. Do you believe the Colts can catch them in the South?
I do now.
Ooh,
I do now.
Go to Rivers and get on that action if you still can.
Their schedule is crap, though. They play the Bucs. There's a lot going on, but no, I'm saying like it's hard for them.
Oh, okay.
As long as you play.
I had a lot of crap talk today. I didn't know what you
there's a lot. I got a crappy attitude. That's all there is to it. Live at the Hideaway. It's Techies Tuesday. Levack and Goz. How you doing? On to probably the best game of the day. Vikings at Packers, 34-31. Vikings win. I think this game was more about the Vikings being a very good team that has just played poorly than anything about the Packers. I think the Packers are still Packers might be the best team in the NFC even with this loss, but the Vikings are a good team, and at worst, they're going to play spoiler for some people.
Be as bold as me here, Levack. The Minnesota Vikings in 2021 are the greatest 5-5 team of all time. I don't know what the hell that even means, but I'm going to stick by it.
I don't know if they're the greatest 5-5 team this year. They might be the best 5-5 team this year. Because you're talking about New Orleans or them, it's them. You're talking about the Raiders or them, it's them. San Fran and them, they're in the mix for the or Denver. Yeah. So it's either them or San Fran for the best 5-5 team in football.
Minnesota plays so well, and I could see Minnesota maybe catching Green Bay at some point because they just beat them, and that's how divisions work. If you're a Packer fan, you're ticked off by this game, though. On the Fox coverage, and I don't know if you saw something different on social media, they pick off that pass at the end of the game, and they said he didn't complete the catch. Red Zone cut away from it. Fox didn't show nothing. I don't know what angle the officials saw where the Packer defender thought they dropped the football. Send it to me. At Tom Goz, TOMG. It was easy. Because if you're a Packer fan and you want to blame the officials, I'm with you on that. Justin Jefferson. Oh, my God. Best wide receiver in the NFL? Ooh,
he a man.
He might be on the pace right now to be talked about as one of the best. You know how they do like the top 100 player list every season? Why are we not talking about him as one of the top players flat out in the NFL? He is unbelievable how good he is right now for Minnesota. Really good win for them.
He beat me in 2 fantasy football leagues.
Yeah.
He beat me in 2.
I won because of one of them in one league, yeah.
Well, and the thing, listen, the thing that holds him back, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 catches. The only thing that holds him back is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is an extremely average NFL quarterback who, even though that interception doesn't count, that ball should have been thrown.
Double coverage.
Right. He's got an arrogant arm for a guy who's average. So if Dalvin Cook can, whatever's going on off the field with Dalvin Cook, hopefully he's not guilty of all the weird things going on in his world, and get back to being a Pro Bowl top-notch running back in the NFL, and that defense can shore up a little bit, man, they could be real scary. They could be real scary. Oh, look at another one of the guys who's supposed to be here who isn't here. Tim. Niners, baby. We'll talk about your Niners in a second, Tim. Let's talk about why you're not here at the Hideaway, Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Vikings playoff team?
Yes.
Ooh, I like it. No, they can't catch the Pack, though, can they?
They benefit. They'll get like the 6th or 7th spot, and they probably are the team that benefits the most from an expanded playoff.
I like it. Eagles, 40-29 over the Saints. These systems are legit, and I will tell you this right now. The Eagles running game is going to cause issues for everybody they play the rest of the year. Not the biggest Jalen Hurts guy in the world. Are they? Oh, they're 5-6. Man, they're just missed the best 5-5 team in the NFL conversation. They look like a team that is buying in and believes. That's what they look like. And they are a physical team. They could be a real issue for other teams the rest of this year.
I mentioned the Cleveland Brown fan base likes to complain. Eagle fan. Enough out of you guys, too. Jalen Hurts is good. All right, accept it.
Worst.
Accept it. Bryce, Trav, other Eagle fans, accept Gurkha. Guys, they're good. They're good. Here's the problem with the Eagle fan a little bit right now because they're playing great right now.
They're from Philadelphia?
No, they're going to be so much better next season when they get those 2 top 12 picks potentially. They're going to be really good in 2022. Giant fan and other fans in the NFC East teams, beware of Philly next season. However, if you want to start talking about playoffs in Philadelphia all of a sudden, I think it's very fair to do that. Defense is good enough. Jalen Hurts just takes off with the football and is out athleting people right now.
I believe he has I believe he has the best QBR in football for like the last 6 weeks or something. If you average it all in, and a lot of that is he pulls it down and runs. 18 carries, 69 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, as well as 13 to 24, 147 yards in the air. He's your best running back, even though Miles Sanders had 94 yards on the ground. 3 rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. This is a team that is going to cause issues for other teams. The system. We all had fun at Sirianni's. The systems. I'm still having fun with it, but I wouldn't want to play him in a game that I need to win. No, thank you.
Saint fans could make an excuse and say, "Oh, everybody was hurt." Okay, there were not that many players hurt. Like, you guys got a quick turnaround here for a Thursday night game against Buffalo too. If you had some players that were injured, you better get healthy really fast. If that's going to be how bad the team plays.
Someone's salty. Nick DeFilippo, Michigan and the Raiders suck. Okay, well, I know that the Raiders suck. You didn't have to tell me that, but we'll see if Michigan sucks. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Was that the old coordinator's name for the Eagles, John DeFilippo? Maybe that's a relative. Maybe we were too easy on the Eagles.
No, it's we're not even talking about that game, but we will be here for Michigan versus Ohio State on Saturday. Hopefully, Nick whatever his name is, will be here. Flipacoinio or whatever the hell his name is.
Al's an Eagles fan. He says my boys are back. Unless he's just talking about us. Either way, we appreciate it, Al.
I like to believe he's talking about us, but the Eagles are back. The Eagles are. I don't know about Texas, but the Eagles are back. And I don't know if they're even a playoff team this year. They might be. I mean, if Dallas slips up, I think they could catch them. Dallas did not look great this week. We'll get into that in a second. But again, they're playing the style of football that fits their players, and not everybody does that. So good for them. Washington football team. How about them taking on the Panthers 27-21? Panthers are better with Cam, but they're not good. I'm sorry, they're just still not good. How about Fields hurts his ribs in a play that looks like it should hurt his hip? Meanwhile, Heineke gets put into like a friggin' like pretzel, like a legit pretzel, and choked out. Gets up and he's fine. Taylor Heineke is a man.
I love watching Heineke play. If you're in a spot like me with Mahomes hitting a bye week and you're looking for a good matchup in fantasy, I'm claiming Heineke. I think he's got another good match. Heineke has to be a starter in 2022, whether it's back for Washington. We mentioned earlier that maybe a team takes a flyer on him on another squad. He's got to be a starter. Detroit, Houston, if you don't want to take a draft pick on a quarterback and want to trade out of those spots, he's awesome. Terry McLaurin, man, he's good. McLaurin's very good.
Very good.
Washington, across the board, this was supposed to be the Washington that you saw all season. Carolina, just a few plays away, right? Like Cam Newton, if Cam Newton had been there the entire season, is there more chemistry? Are they making better plays? I know that's excuses that don't matter at this point, but that's what it felt like, that they're a few yards, a few timing routes away from beating Washington, but that stuff matters in the NFL.
Al Scott saying very nicely. He meant us. He did not mean the Eagles. He did mean us. But some of the stuff he's saying is kind of mean to other people. So I'm gonna take the high road. Al, appreciate you, love you. We're here. This is technically a Tech East Tuesday. We usually do the show on Tuesday, but when Chad and Trout and Mac and Tim and everybody invite us to come to the Hideaway and do Monday Night Football before the Giants take on the Buccaneers, we said we're in. We want to do that. We want to kick off Founders Week. Oh, you mean because Chad and Mac and Tim aren't here? Only Trout showed up to hang out with us? Yeah, I misheard that too. But Al, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And we'll do Saturday this week live from the Hideaway as well, 10:30 to noon, leading in to Michigan. Hail the Victors, baby, when they take on the Ohio State Eyes. All right, so football team spoilers for the rest of the year kind of thing, maybe? They're not going to get back into it.
No.
But they can play a little spoiler role here and there?
They're going to be the entertaining team on Red Zone. 1 o'clock kickoffs, the witching hour, 3:50. If you're a Washington fan, if you got a fantasy play, I got a couple of fantasy references here, but it's true. They are going to be the team that's constantly Scott Hansen's yelling about for the rest of the season.
I don't think I've ever been so impressed by a win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. 30-10, 49ers get the win. Guys, 49ers, most creative offense in all of football?
Yes.
It's crazy. Deebo Samuels, 8 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown. 8 carries. And Brandon Ayuk had a great game. Like, there's something about the way they do what they do that I absolutely love. Like, again, hey, Deebo Samuels, he's probably our game breaker. He's probably the best player on the field. How do we get the ball in his hands? Hand it to him. Just give it to him. Just give it.
There you go.
Deebo, how you want it today? Deebo, take it. Go. I love watching them play.
For Niner hater or Jag hater, or hell, if you weren't a fan of either
I call
one of
it
these
Jag-offs is what they're called.
Here's the problem with the start of this game. The Niners, opening drive, Levack, over 13 minutes. Then the entire first quarter basically had the football. 20 plays to kick the field goal. I feel like if you have the drive that long, Shanahan should have been like, you know what? Like the poker analogy, right? You know what? I've already gone all in. Yeah, just close enough. Those are all my chips. I only had a couple left. We're going to go for it at this point. The quarter's almost over. That would have been for some people when they checked out. All right, if we're going to take up the entire drive and kick a field goal, I don't want anything to do with Niners, Jags, but as you already laid out very well there, that's an innovative offense. And if you're a Niner fan, exactly
fun to watch. Raiders looked like they actually just didn't belong on an NFL football field. First couple drives of the game looked phenomenal. Take it into the half down 10-6, and then just proceed to look like that little kid that you're coaching in Pop Warner who would rather pick dandelions than tackle someone. They just didn't look like they belonged. Bengals, I don't think you can really put them back to where we thought they were based on what they did to the Raiders, but they looked like an NFL football team, and the Raiders did not.
Yeah, I feel for your Raiders, Sean, and all your other fellow Raider fans.
Don't feel for them.
They're toast. They're done. Enough. It's finally, I hate to say it, and I know you're not going to like Collinsworth was right on that primetime game the other day. Too much of the stuff off the field and involving their rosters finally added up. They look like they're done. They feel like they want to wrap it up, call it a season. For Cincinnati, as weird as this week was, they look like the best team in the AFC North because of injuries and basically injuries.
I think the Ravens winning without Lamar Jackson makes them look like the best team. But I like if the Bengals played the Ravens without Lamar, Jean Daniel is here, then
they beat him again.
They would beat him. Yeah. They would beat him. But if Lamar's out there and they're playing the way they've been playing, I think I take the Ravens back. But you said, and you kind of thought like it was a joke when Goz said, Levack and Goz, by the way, live from the Hideaway, the best 5-5 team in football. Looking at the way the Raiders play is why you have to say things like that. Like the 49ers and the Vikings as 5-5 teams look phenomenally better than the 5-5 Raiders. Like if you told me to take an amount of money that could change my life and I had to wager on one of those three teams, I'm not betting on my favorite team. I'm not doing it because what's going to change? Is Deshaun Jackson going to find a way to really fill the role left behind by Henry Ruggs on the offense? Maybe. Is the defensive secondary going to get better? Because the pass rush is doing the best they can, and it's one of the best upfront pass rushes in all of football. But the secondary sucks, and if it's not for Deadpool himself, Denzel Perriman, there's really nothing back there playing great. Jonathan Abram has not been the kind of safety. He's more of a Jamal Adams punishing, like run support safety, and nobody in the NFL needs that right now. You need the two deep shell to take out the Buccaneers and to take out the Chiefs.
Yeah, all good stuff there. I thought you were going to call him Blitz Boy, like people call him on Twitter.
Blitz Boy?
Him and Jamal Adams, yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't even do it. Can't do it. How about the Chiefs? Are the Chiefs back, or are the Cowboys banged up, or is it both? 19-9, Chiefs get the win over Dallas. This is the lock I got wrong. I went 2-1 so far this week. I got this one wrong. I had the Cowboys.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, Levack, I was ready for you to mock me about this because I said, what type of suckers were dumb enough to take the over in this game?
Well, that's stupid. I don't know why I would do that.
That was also me.
Well, because, again, the only reason I said that, though, is realistically speaking, the public is looking at that game going, make it 70. I'll bet the over because it's these offenses, Dak, and it's Mahomes, and it's whatever. No, I wasn't going to touch the total in this game because I was going to feel like a sucker if I bet the over and this happened, like you should. Or I was going to feel really, really stupid if I bet the under and it just screamed over.
Here's what happened in this game for me watching, especially having Mahomes as a player that I thought would impact my fantasy teams. Like, he stinks. He's overrated. He's done. He's hurt. I'm just running through. I'm like, okay, Kansas City's winning. Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's back in the lineup, although he got called for that horrible taunting penalty. Enough of the taunting shit.
I know.
Man. My God, you got me swearing about it.
God swore.
Come on. Knock it off.
Yeah.
My God. Just
it
terrible.
Is too far. It is too far.
Stop it.
There's got to be a little more like, just, all right, don't let a guy taunt and make you be violent. Like whatever happened to sticks and stones. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. Like there's certain things you shouldn't do. I've always been a big fan of the throat slash because of wrestling, but I understand it probably doesn't belong on a football field. If I look you dead in the eye and throat slash and you punch me in the face, I earned that one. I should get penalized for that too. But these ones where it's just like they just get excited and they're like doing spin kicks in the air and crap, stop. Leave them alone.
Kansas City, I mean, I'm not super impressed by you guys still. That should have been a game where you come out and say, all right, like you said, Kansas City's back. I'm not blown away by him. And now someone's going to say the defense is getting better. They are. Okay, I'll give you credit there. The defense held Dallas in check, but it goes back to something Levack. You've said all season long about the Cowboys. Although Chris Jones did have an impact.
He's moving back to tackle where he belongs.
Where the hell's Mike McCarthy? Like, I know Andy Reid's eating his lunch out there, but like, can we get something out of the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys? He should be for the Dolphins. He should be on the beach, for goodness sake. McCarthy does
you know, you were looking for a bright spot for the Jets earlier. They didn't hire Mike McCarthy.
There you go.
He's terrible. He is a problem. He is a legitimate problem. When they lose, I just assume it's his fault now. That's who it is. He might be one of the worst head coaches in all of pro football. All of it.
No adjustments, just nothing.
None. His best adjustment should be to turn and look at Dan Quinn. Well, Dan Quinn didn't want to adjust either, by the way, which is a mess. That guy's too good at defensive schemes to not make adjustments. But no, well, Chris Jones going back to tackle. I mean, when you're that big, you got to get in the middle and make some messes. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. He looked better. All right. I didn't want to put any like actual money or picks or anything behind Colt McCoy. But Colt McCoy and James Conner lead the Cardinals to a 23-13 win over the Seahawks. James Conner is running like he did at Pitt. Like, he is pushing piles. He's getting tough yards. They said he scored a touchdown like all but one time. He's been inside the 5-yard line.
7 carries, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Stat going into the game.
Insane. So good for them. Seahawks are just caca. Seahawks are caca.
Yeah, we're talking about toast, right? Thanksgiving, the contender, the pretender land we're getting to here. They're done. Seahawks had a great run. This happens. It's professional sports. You guys are all done. The NFC West is a great division this year, and you pointed out about Arizona. You're winning with a backup quarterback now. Colt McCoy's a legend in college. He's turned into a good, decent NFL backup quarterback. There you go, Arizona. I don't know how many other weeks in a row you got to prove to people that you might be the most consistent team winning. Tennessee got knocked off, like we already mentioned earlier. So if people want to tell me that the Cardinals are the team they trust the most in a league in which it's hard to find who you trust, I'm not going to give a lot of pushback on Arizona anymore. And I don't think I was earlier in the season.
I think Seattle's that bad. I really do. It's a shame, but Pete Carroll might not have a job next year.
Ooh, the Pete Carroll thing.
Can he go back to USC? Oh,
he could. Why doesn't Pete Carroll just call it a career? Right? What else?
Do you realize he's the oldest coach in the NFL?
Right?
Like, when you look at Bruce Arians, you look at Belichick, you look at some of these other guys, and you go, Pete Carroll looks like cool granddad, but like super cool, like young guy. No, he's older than the other guys.
And we would never say, and maybe it's because how we view him now with the USC thing where Reggie Bush got like gifts. Whoa, like it's the legacy of that's going to be so laughed at in 5 years, or even laughed at now because of likeness and image and all that stuff. But Carroll's a play away from being a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Now it's his call. Right. He's the one who threw it to Malcolm Butler and everything else. So that can damage.
Yeah, but it's not like you got a running back named Beast Mode. That's fine.
Well, if that play is different, we are really talking about Pete Carroll as an all-time great football coach. He's in the discussion with the Jimmy Johnsons and the Barry Switzers and the Nick Sabans of coaches who could do it at both levels, which is an incredible feat. Maybe he's just done. Just retire, have a great career, go hang out on the beach, sip some fruity drinks.
Man, Al Scott's agreeing with a lot of stuff we're saying. Mike McCarthy, worst coach. A lot of people overrated. Pete will stay. Russ will leave. Then John Danielle clearly was in the car. Did not hear that we already told you Andy Dalton was going to be starting next week. We already knew that. buddy. Appreciate you, though. We do. Your Bears are terrible. It doesn't matter who the quarterback. I can play quarterback. You're still gonna suck. Terrible team. How about the tennis match / track meet that was Sunday Night Football? Pittsburgh Steelers look like they're going to find their way back into this thing and win it all. They end up losing because Justin Herbert led the Chargers in passing, rushing, and receiving. Actually, not receiving, but everything else is true. Herbert, 30 of 41, 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, only sacked twice, 9 carries, 90 yards. He had a 36-yard carry. He did a lot to prove that he is one of the best up-and-coming quarterbacks in all of the NFL. 41-37. Big Ben looked good. He looked good, and not great, good-ish. But Chargers, big win at home. Consider the fact that there was probably about 60% or more Steelers fans in that crowd.
Every time for the Chargers. And by the way, for those people who fell asleep in the second half, For those of you who decided to call it quits in the fourth quarter when 27 combined points were scored, shame on you. I was a part of that, but shame on you. I might have fallen asleep.
Yeah, was it you? Oh, okay.
I'm a part of that crew, so I can shame all of us.
I wasn't interested in this game very much because I don't think either one of these teams is going to be there when it's all over. But it's the biggest knock on Herbert has been if you get around his feet, he's toast. He's going to start looking down. He's going to start screwing up. He's going to rush his passes. I think this game is very different if TJ Watt is in it. However, he showed a little more ice water in the veins, which that kind of stuff can start to move you forward. Like everybody wants to crap all over Brady because if you get a rush with 4 down linemen and not blitz, you're going to beat him. But he is one of the best at a small subtle movement that'll get him an extra second or two. He's not afraid to get hit. He's not looking down. Herbert still has a little bit of scared, a little look down. Carr has it too. But the more he's starting to just really feel it all out, he could be scary, scary good.
Both quarterbacks are going in different spots in their careers. Like you're talking about, this might be the end for Roethlisberger and the start of something special for Herbert. I love the point you just had there about what we feel about these teams for December. If I had to rush and start wagering on teams making the playoffs, neither one of these teams, because of what Kansas City is starting to do in the AFC West, because of how many good teams are left in the AFC West and what's happening in the AFC North, my confidence level on both of these teams are really low. All
right. Before we got non-traditional headlines, but we are here for one big reason. I'm here being the Hideaway. It's Tech East Tuesday, but it's live from the Hideaway. Of course, you can check us out live at the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, as well as the Hideaway's Facebook page and Godzilla Media's YouTube. Then you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify. Certain fillings will pick us up. It's a very interesting thing. It's a phenomenon. Giants at Bucs. Goz, I gotta tell you, I don't feel great about your Buccaneers.
Yeah, see, you've already hinted at this at our Hooters show that this could be potentially a lock for you for something. But back before we tell you about Giants-Bucs, I want to tell you about our friend Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance.
Yes.
518-956-3753. We talk about this almost with all our great people who make this podcast possible and Godzilla Media possible. The end of the year is here. So many people are going to have some time off from work, some situations where you're talking to your family about what you're going to do with your money. Work with somebody who can invest your money to find that right type of spending process for you. Jared Lozier, 518-956-3753. You know what makes my days? If somebody listens to this podcast, whether it's one of our NFL picks, whether it's something we said on the show, whether it's how great Jared's hair looks or now his shaved beard, you email him.
Jared doesn't have hair.
I know he doesn't have hair. I want to come back with a toupee next time I see him. JAREDL@anymail.com. We love Jared. The Hideaways, big fans of Jared. JAREDL@anymail.com. Get ready. When the Christmas party happens coming up, I know Jared's going to be there, and he's probably going to be the life of the party like he always is. Cannot wait to hang with Jared and now get investments, your business, your home, things that matter most to you in your life. Work with someone you want to continue to trust throughout that entire process. Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance, proud partner of Levack and Goz. Support our partners if you enjoy the show.
Total of 50. Bucs are 11-point favorites. Goz, what are you doing tonight if you wager?
I'm feeling it in my head here, okay? I've wagered on the Buccaneers twice this season. Twice.
They lost both times?
Both primetime games that felt like, in my mind, one was that Washington game recently within the last few weeks. They lost outright. And the other one was the Patriot game where they're, a kick away from losing out.
Right.
Both times I love the Buccaneers. I do not like this number for Tampa.
It's a big number. It's a big number.
I think Tampa's going to win by a touchdown.
Okay.
And I like the Giants to cover. And here's why I like the Giants to cover. Because New York has pieced this together. It's been weird. It's been clunky. It's been awkward. But it's working. New York feels like somebody who's drunk at a wedding right now, has some weird dance moves, but nobody's making fun of him because they're like, you know what? He's putting it together. I don't know what he's drinking. It's working. He's winning. He looks good. They got Joe Judge still piecing it together. No Saquon Barkley. The receivers haven't been able to help. Daniel Jones has been
Barkley's playing tonight, though, right?
Yes, he is.
I saw him walk in.
Right, it was a questionable. I believe he is going to suit up right now. I know it was questionable in my fantasy lineup, so hopefully he suits up. But I think you're right. He was going to the field. I like the Giants to cover, but I'll take Tampa because of Brady. The weapons on the outside. Fournette is still a beast in the backfield. Tampa's just flat out talent-wise better than New York, but New York can keep this game close tonight. My
fourth and final lock of the week is the Giants plus 11. Danny Dimes, 12-5 road dog in his career. This is 11. This could be 12, I should say. 11 straight games in prime time that Brady has not covered the spread.
Whoa.
And, I think a lot of what you're saying is real. I think they will keep this game close. I'm not going to go out on the big limb and say that the Giants win this game outright. And the reason I'm not going to do that is Brady has not lost 3 straight games since 2002. And there's a reason for that. He's a smart, good football player. The one thing that gives me the most pause, all those stats aside, when Bruce Arians came out and said how dumb they all were, that's the kind of thing he was doing last year, and it lit fires. Like, he lit fires under Brady. Like, I heard somebody go, why would you call out Brady? Why'd you go? Because he did it last year, and it worked. Like, why wouldn't you call the guy out if it works? There's obviously a respect between the two of them, maybe even a fondness that fizzled out against, Belichick when it came to Brady. But all in all, the data says this is going to be a closer game than what you realize. Kadarius Toney might sneak in a touchdown. Galladay is supposed to be healthy. And Saquon, I feel good about it.
You're not saying they're going to win outright.
No, I think it's going to be very close, though. Okay. It's taken everything I have not to throw a little $10 on the money line to win 42. But I'm not ready. I'm not up. I'm up from last week, but that money's already in the account.
For those people who may have skipped ahead to the podcast, if you're a Giant Buccaneer fan, or for those of you who joined us late here on Facebook or YouTube, can you refresh that Brady Knight quote if you remember it off the top of your head? Because you joked about it at the start of the podcast. If you I don't want to put you on the spot because I know it's an older step, but can you refresh people what you're talking about, the Tom Brady primetime stuff?
That he's lost. He hasn't covered the last 11 spreads.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tom Brady played after 4:30. It had a record of unbelievably stupid bad.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. If you remember, one of the last shows we did on terrestrial radio, I broke down his interceptions to touchdown ratio went from touchdown interception went from 3-1 to 1-1 in game the later the day went. So it was 3-1 in 1 o'clock games. It was 2-1, and then it was maybe 2-2 in 4 o'clock, and then it was 1-1, 1-1.5 in late games. He makes bad plays because he's tired. He's sleepy.
Yeah,
it's late, guys. These guys are meticulous about things. Joe Burrow talks about going to bed at 8:30 at night every night. You know what I mean? So it's if Joe Burrow, who's early 20s, is a slave to going to bed at 8:30 at night, what's Tom Brady, 44, 45 years old? Hell, I was woken up a few times last night, and I'm a wreck. I'm in shambles.
I just imagine now Tom Brady doing the post-game press conference in a Snuggie. A weird, Ebenezer Scrooge hat. I got to go to bed soon.
I think it's going to be a close, good game. And you can come watch it. It'll make a great game. Come here to the Hideaway to watch it. I mean, that's what's up.
We're giving away prizes. We've got a prize pack. All you got to do is put your name in the box, hang out with us till halftime. We do the drawing at halftime. Your chance to win and cheer on the Buccaneers with me. Our pal Boston Dan, even though he's Boston Dan, is a New York Giant fan.
Yeah,
I'll be cheering against him.
He doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
I mean, that's a known thing with him. Well, and let's not forget, the Danny Dimes thing started in Tampa. That was the Tampa game that they won. Jameis threw a pick 6 or 7 in that game, I think.
Got in that missed field goal, and the Bronx coming back from the Bronx.
Yeah. So I would just like to say that Tampa is actually Daniel Jones' house. He owns that place. And if he wanted to buy a house outside of the market, the perfect person to talk to would be Cindy Martin from Howard Hanna. She's part of the Jen Karam team. Love her to death. I saw a Howard Hanna billboard earlier today, and I almost sent a picture of it to Cindy, but that would be stupid because I was driving. So I didn't pick my phone up. I thought about it, didn't do it. But the smart move, if you're thinking about selling your house, if you're thinking about buying a house, is to get a hold of Cindy Martin, because not only is she an amazing sports fan, amazing realtor, she's just an all-around good person who cares about her people. She's reached out to me to help out people through my Tech East connections. She's reached out to me because maybe she has a new client who's a big fan of the Albany Empire, and she's like, hey, they're asking this question. I have no problem answering it because it's Cindy. That's what's up. Right now, very low inventory. Homes are selling very quickly. So if you're putting it off, you're thinking maybe you're not getting what you want, you should at least reach out to Cindy. Cynthia Martin at howardhanna.com, 518-932-5558. 518-932-5558. If you're moving out of the market, she'll get you in touch with the right realtor there. If you're just selling and staying in the market, she has an amazing just network of the top attorneys, inspectors, all of it, everything you would need to get the perfect home for yourself or to get the most out of your home. Cynthia Martin at howardhanna.com. Again, 518-932-5558. Love my girl, Cindy. Love her.
Shout out to her. She's the best.
She really, really is. All right. It is almost time to watch some football. Bobby Boucher.
It is, but I need to ask you this. I've been dying for days to get your take on this in the non-traditional headline. And somebody listening back, please, Apple, Spotify, I need to get some mass opinion on this. Tiger King 2 is now out on Netflix. Yep.
It's out.
This was the talk of COVID. If you were locked in your home, you had nothing to do.
I fought this like the plague.
I know, but you eventually watched it like everybody else did across the world. Loved it. Lived up to the hype. It was.
I don't know if I loved it. I didn't love it. I liked it. It was okay. Like, I never loved. There was never a part of me that was like, oh, I love Joe Exotic and all the meth mouse dudes that are hooking up with him.
Are you going to watch Tiger King 2? Have you watched Tiger King 2?
I have not watched it. I didn't know it was out yet. I was busy watching, catching up on Day of the Dead, the series on Sci-Fi, which is extremely cheesy and stupid, but probably better than Tiger King 2. Hellbound, which I don't really understand because it's a Korean show, but it looks cool. I watched a lot of things to not watch Tiger King 2. At some point, I'll watch it. Have you watched it yet?
I have not watched it, and I've accepted that I probably will never watch it.
What?
As much as I like Tiger King 1, I've now carved out with the baby and all this different stuff in different hours. I get a Friday night window. I get like 8 to 11 on Friday to catch up on my shows. And Succession and The Challenge are so
amazing.
Freaking good this season that what am I going to get at Tiger King 2? I've read that Carol's not in it. Carol's like suing everybody. My guy Joe Exotic's probably not.
Well, I mean, what's left?
Right.
What's left to do? I mean, like, you just find out what everybody's doing now.
Free the Tigers and let them get their revenge. That's what you do in Tiger King.
Didn't they already preemptively strike a few of them?
I'm letting the Tigers get the people. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm saying, like, there's one lady who's only got one arm and stuff.
Oh,
like,
no.
I think they've already kind of started the war. They're ready. They're fired up. The Tigers are real.
It's done. Why do we got to get a sequel on Tiger King?
You're gonna watch it. I know you're gonna watch it. Succession is amazing. The new Dexter series is okay. Not good.
Not good.
Al's in.
Here's what you should have done for Dexter.
I got my life back, so I'm out on Tiger King 2. Also, Baskin might murder you if you watch it. All these things are possible. All these things are very possible.
Start Barkley, by the way, Al. I know you asked
Barkley over Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, get Barkley out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Barkley's a boomer bust play. He's either gonna play and play great, or he's gonna get out there like once. But Kadarius Toney's boomer bust too because he's never healthy. Guy doesn't even remember his shoes half the time.
Get Joe Exotic out of jail. This man needs to be freed. All right, we need
still
more
in jail?
content out there. President Trump did not pardon him. We thought that was going to happen. He did not pardon Joe Exotic.
No, I mean, it's probably better. That guy belongs in a cage. He belongs in a cage.
He might win governor next time he runs and he gets out.
He's not winning anything. He's not getting out. When does he get out? Was he
52 or something?
Oh Jesus! Yeah, no, he's not getting out.
I'm not going to watch.
Who's going to date all the meth mouth guys of whatever? What is it? Where is he from? I don't even know where
Oklahoma
he's from. Oklahoma. Yeah.
I would rather watch the series allegedly. These are all allegedly because they all wanted the clicks when it was popular. There's a series coming out on Hulu that Kate McKinnon's going to be Carol Baskin, and like they have like a whole TV series. They're just actors as Tiger King, which I'm all about. I'd rather watch.
I'm curious. Are they going to do it funny, or is it going to be one of those situations where they try to be serious? Like, is it going to be like the People versus OJ or whatever?
Oh, no.
Or is it going to be like hysterical? Because if it's like, here's my pitch, right? Kate McKinnon as Carol Baskin, maybe Fallon or somebody, Ryan Reynolds as Joe Exotic, and all the Tigers are Muppets. That's my pitch. That's what I'm working with.
There's a rumor floating on the internet that somebody was supposed to be Joe Exotic in a different series, a movie. And it was going to be Nicolas Cage.
But that's too real.
I know,
I could see that. Like John Danielle said, Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. I watched the first one. Not bad. Yellowstone, freaking amazing. Third season of Yellowstone.
What is that on? Paramount Plus, Netflix, NBC?
Yeah, Paramount Plus now, I think.
Okay.
I watch it on the app. I do watch it on the apps. I still got a lot of apps from our radio days that they haven't taken away from me yet. So I'm just going to keep watching them. Oh, you didn't get free apps?
Free apps? I had to pay for ESPN Plus when I worked there.
Yeah, I had to pay for that too. I stopped that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not paying them anymore. Listen, mothership. Give me a call, huh? How much you pretend you remember I exist, and maybe I'll pay for ESPN Plus again.
Yeah, Jeff Martindale.
Yeah.
No one knows that reference except us.
We've talked about them. No, Yellowstone, very good. Succession, very good. The Fear of the Walking Dead, I'm just riding it out now. It's not that good anymore. World Beyond, I think we're going to see Rick Grimes soon. I really do. So that's the thing.
Oh.
But that's it. And
happy Thanksgiving, Levack, to you and your family, to you listening, to you watching. We are back Saturday, back here at the Hideaway. We got some amazing shows coming up. The next 2 weekend shows in particular.
Amazing.
Ohio State and Michigan, the last regular season college football weekend. We're here for the Nooners, so come join us whenever you want. And we got more exciting shows on the way the following week as well.
Yeah, and I mean,
and the week after that, the whole month of December, Levack. My dates just got confused.
We're gonna do two shows a week. I can't promise amazing. I can't even promise good. 2 times a week we'll show up and we'll do a show, and then you can listen to us Apple, Spotify. If you got one of those old radios you crank up, we pop out of that like nothing. It's great. It's amazing. Make sure you like, comment, and pretend to be Joe Exotic to show everybody you like the show. We appreciate all that. Get to the Hideaway. We got time until kickoff. We'd love if you all came and hung out with us. Some Founders beer specials going on. Amazing food, great people, and John Danielle. So not everything's great. Trout likes me this week. There's an amazing amount of Ohio State fans in this freaking bar. For a place that I love, to have so much riffraff is insane. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
They're all going to come out on Saturday for sure.
Who's your most hated team as a Cuse fan?
UConn and Georgetown. Kind of, one.
But it's more basketball. It's all basketball.
One level of hate is just such hate.
Yeah, right.
UConn and Georgetown together.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, it's Ohio State. Ohio State, I hate it. It's disgusting. It's a bad place.
He's just getting his final digs before Saturday, before Trout gets a microphone.
Because there he is.
There he
Trout's here. The beautiful man himself.
You'll
Trout.
hear him Saturday.
Yeah. So Trout's here, and I can't wait for you to cry into a beer. Are you going to be able to actually, Trout? Are you going to be able to drink with us on Saturday? Or are you working? Both. Yes. Good answer. Let's go to the board. Number one answer. Yes, both. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's sit here, watch some football, give away some great prizes. Get to the Hideaway right now. The food's amazing. The prizes are amazing. Goz is subpar, but aside from that, everything else is great. John Danielle's here, but we will pepper spray him if he gets too close to you. Don't worry. It's always
come out and play the old what's that called there? The cornhole. People are examining the cornholes again, so they can do that to you if you want.
When you do the gimp finger and say cornhole, I get really uncomfortable.
Go ahead, just go ahead.
I get really, really uncomfortable. Like it's
watching the replay on YouTube of me doing that looked like the most unathletic thing possible. My God.
No. I would like to challenge that. Do your punch.
Take that.
If you didn't hear it, John's like, what is that? Yeah. Guys has always wondered why boxers don't throw both hands at once.
Revolutionize the sport. Double the power. Think about it, Trout. I think that's a good way to sign off.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Make sure you make sure you're here for Saturday to watch all the Buckeyes fans just cry their eyes out. Can't wait. It's all I have left. Yankees are done. Raiders are toast. It's all I got left. Is Michigan. So let's go blue. All right, everybody. Have a great one. Be good. We'll see you over here at the Hideaway.